but he can't get by his car, and that's going to might just hold him up enough to cost him that $1 million.
John, what's going on?
Well, I have a question for our experts up there. Remember earlier in the race we said that Earnhardt was concerned that he was pulling too low a gear. He was having to let off too early going into the turn, coming down the front straightaway to not over-rev the engine. Could that be preventing him from getting the run on Steve Park that he needs?
No, he just can't get that momentum up on top of the racetrack, and Park is still. Now Earnhardt finally gets by, but now he only has, what, 6 laps to go.
Yeah, he ran Park into that third turn, put the slide job on him, and moved them both way up the racetrack and got a run. Then coming off of turn 4, made the pass.
Now Mark Martin is trying to get by Steve Park. Martin has got by Tony Stewart. This is a battle for the 4th spot.
One time Mark Martin was a lap down. Here he is now battling for the 4th position.
Martin had a pit stop and changed all 4s. Same time that Dale Earnhardt did. Now Mark Martin slips up ahead of Park and takes over that 4th position. Coming down for 4 laps to go for Jeff Gordon, who is leading Jeff Burton by 0.8 of a second, and Dale Earnhardt closed to within 1.1 seconds. The previous lap he was 1.3 seconds behind, but boy, he's got very little time to get up there.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough time now. He'll have a tough time probably passing Burton. Well, I don't know. No, that's no problem. He drove right on by him.
Jeff Burton slipped, get down to the 3rd corner, and here's Earnhardt with just 3 laps to go, closing in on the leader, Jeff Gordon. And here's Mark Martin about to go by Burton, take over that 3rd spot.
Well, if you don't believe those new tires will help, just pay attention to what went on there. These cars that made those pit stops, see how they've been able to come up there and pass those cars that have been running up front all night.
2 laps to go on this 3/4 mile track in Richmond. Jeff Gordon leads Dale Earnhardt. If Earnhardt wins, he gets the $1 million bonus. If Jeff Gordon wins, he records his 52nd career victory. There is the No Bull 5 winner if Earnhardt can win the race, but we're on the final lap, and Ted Musgrave has problems, but he gets the car quickly down to the apron of the racetrack. Misses pit road, but that's of insignificance. The white flag is out, and we've got less than a half a lap to go for Jeff Gordon, who started this race in 13th position. And here he comes down to the checkered flag, and Jeff Gordon wins his 3rd race of 2000, also won at Talladega and Sears Point, his 2nd Richmond event, and it's his 52nd career victory and 10th on a short track.
And Jeff Burton slipped all the way back to 5th.
Earnhardt finished 3/4 of a second behind Jeff. Bill?
With crew chief Robbie Loomis, handshakes all around. Your driver called in and said that was an awesome win. And Robbie, that was an awesome win.
Yeah, it was real exciting. I'll tell you, this pit crew's done a great job. You know, last week we had the best pit stop there at the end of the race, and nobody realized it. Today they came back, give us good pit stops, kept us in there. What can you say about Jeff Gordon when it comes down to the end?
Your guys said with about 150, 125 to go that they felt they could reel in the leaders.
You know, we knew if we could keep him up in there, you know, he wanted to be in that no bowl race for Talladega, and we really like that with Winston. Just got to thank DuPont and Jeff Gordon. He's unbelievable.
At Talladega, you'll go for $1 million. Congratulations.
Loving that. Thanks, man. See you.
So the DuPont Chevrolet wins the Monte Carlo 400.
And we do not pay out the No Bull 5 million to any driver, but Jeff Gordon is eligible at Talladega. Circling over victory lane, we see the number 24 DuPont Chevy there, and emerging from it is the victor tonight, Jeff Gordon. Here's our McDonald's Winner's Circle interview with the doctor.
Had a huge hug from car owner Rick Hendrick, and now a kiss and a hug from his wife, Brooke. As happy as I've seen Jeff Gordon in quite a while.
That's right. That's right.
Jeffrey, congratulations. What a performance.
Wow. I just want to collect myself here. It's been a little while since we've been in Victory Lane. Got to thank God just for the perseverance and, you know, just keeping our faith, and this team keeping their faith in themselves and in God. Couldn't have done it without him. Tell you what a great day for us. We worked hard all weekend long. We came and tested, and the car was great. And we were there all day long. You know, we just never had that track position. There at the end, I knew I had to take advantage of Jeff on that restart. I had no idea Earnhardt and them guys were going to be coming that fast. So luckily, I got out there and got to set a smooth pace. But I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Quaker State, Pepsi, GMAC, this guy right here, Robbie Loomis, Brian White, so all the guys in these Rainbow Warriors, Advanced Auto Parts. Man, I don't know, Hendrick Motorsports, Chevrolet. You know, it was just an incredible night for us. I want to thank you guys from ESPN, Jerry. You guys have done so much for me along through my career, and I don't think I'd be here without ESPN and all those Thursday Night Thunders, Bob Jenkins, and you know, Benny and Ned and all those guys. I appreciate everything. This is a great night for us.
It was a super night, and thank you for the testimonial, Jeffrey. Outstanding effort. I got to ask you though, the caution comes back out. You do not pit, and you waste no time at all making the move on the outside. Did you know you had something for Jeff Burton when the green flag came back out?
Well, I told myself, you know, whichever way he goes, I'm going to go the opposite way, and I knew Park was going to be real strong too, so I didn't know what was going to happen, but Jeff got me on the outside on an earlier restart, and I said, well, I got to get a good restart driving there real deep if I can get up beside him, and I just barely got up beside him, and probably wouldn't have worked with anybody else other than Jeff Burton. He's a great race car driver. He always races me hard and smooth, and we've had some great battles here at Richmond. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, congratulations. Go celebrate.
All right, we will. Thank you.
Jeff Gordon's third win of the year and second here at Richmond International Raceway. Let's check it over with Bill Webb.
Well, with Dale, you want to try and sneak inside? We're right under a PA here. We can go right here. This will be good right here. Well, you had the fresh tires and you were charging.
That's the kind of race you want to have, about 15, 20 to go. Get tires, everybody else stay out. I raced Park a little bit too long, but he's trying to hold position, and he done a good job staying where he did in top 5, and thought we could get him. You know, if it had been another lap, maybe not, but we were trying.
The decision to come in and get the tires, obviously, as you look back now, it looks like a brilliant decision.
That's Richard Childress and Kevin's call. We got 2 tires here in the spring, really was a goof op, so 4 tires, and we're heroes now, so it worked out for us.
You're also unofficially second place in points, about 158 back, Dale, so you made a big gain.
Well, that's what we needed to do, is make a big game, and I hate to see them guys have bad luck, but I've had bad luck and gotten in this position, so maybe we can keep doing this, top 5s and a win, and maybe we can race them hard.
Thanks for stopping. See you next week.
Thank you.
Well, let's take a look at the results now. There were 12 cars on the lead lap when the checkered flag dropped, and the top 10, Gordon, Earnhardt, Martin, Park, Jeff Burton, Stewart, Benson, Ward Burton, Ricky Rudd, and Jerry Nadeau with the top 10 finish. Here's 16 through 30.
Scott Pruitt has a good run. Comes in 16th, 1 lap down. Schrader and Blaney. Casey Atwell finishing 20th spot in his very first NASCAR Winston Cup race. First of many, I'm sure.
Everybody on this page had a lot of trouble.
There were the results of the Chevrolet Monte Carlo 400. Back with points in a moment.